I'm currently Emerald 2 in rank play, and for you guys don't know, there's about 15, maybe 20 people max in the world who are currently in Emerald. With that being said, today I have 10 rank play tips to help you win and play better. Number 1, we always talk about XDefiant having some insane movement, and there's something really important in this game that's going to help you win more gunfights, which obviously leads you to winning more games, and that's going to be cameraing your opponent. What is cameraing? Well, basically it's like Peeker's advantage if you heard it in other games. It's jumping around a corner on someone kind of standing still and catching them off guard and getting that first shot. Now, you need to understand how to camera someone, but it's fairly simple to do. Once you get a hang of good movement and good aim, you're just going to want to jump around corners very quickly and challenge somebody you know is in that area. You're going to want to run very quickly around a corner and challenge them. Basically, kind of go on the screen very quickly and get that first bullet, that first shot, which will give you a higher chance of winning the gunfight. Now, something to note, the best time to camera somebody is when they are standing still or out in the open, not behind cover. If they're behind cover, it's a little bit harder, especially if they're behind a head glitch, basically where you only see their head. Tip number 2, as simple as this one may sound, a lot of people don't do this. Now, obviously in XDefiant, there are factions, and these factions have very special abilities that you should be utilizing to its full potential. Now, there's stuff like trophies where you should be placing in certain areas to defend. There's obviously certain factions where you want to be using them in the most optimal area. But with that being said, you also got to use teamwork and use your factions together, or team pushes to protect each other, to help each other. For example, if you want to push out a lane, there's multiple people there, and you want to use the phantom, and you want to throw the barrier out because you know you're about to engage. You're going to shoot that barrier out as soon as you come around the corner, and you're going to be able to get that first blood or take somebody out, and now you have a man advantage and you can collapse on them. Basically, what I'm saying is try to use your faction abilities and try to coordinate more pushes together with the abilities. Don't think about yourself, whether it's like your ultimate with the bubble shield, healings, you know, whatever it is, unless it's like Echelon's sonar goggles, obviously, even though that's a good example of like you use that ability, you get a lot of map control on top of getting a lot of kills. But ideally, you want to coordinate pushes, you want to kind of use each other's abilities because abilities are very OP, and something like just a Phantom's barrier can give you that first kill, that first blood, and as soon as you get that first blood, you have numbers. That's when it becomes so much easier because you went from a 4v4 to now a 4v3 situation, and if you just use teamwork, team shots, you're going to take the rest of them out. Now, with that being said, I know you guys are probably wondering, well, what if I'm solo queued? First of all, I'm sorry you're solo queuing. I know it's not the best experience, but overall, this is just in general for people who are playing with others. And even if you're solo queued, just keep that in mind and try when you see your teammates pushing certain things, whether you're using Phantom, whether you're using Libertad's healing, just try to use it more as a team atmosphere. Number 3, what leads to more SR and how can I get more SR? Well, one of the number 1 things is objective. Now, that is going to help you get more SR. Why? In the scoreboard, if you're on top of your teammates, if you're the number 1, goes 1, 2, 3, 4, if you're all the way up top, you're going to gain the most SR and you're also going to lose the least SR if you end up losing the game. So objective and scoring can give you so much points. Depends on the game mode. Like for example, S score, if you're running the bot, you get so much score and you can have like 10, 15 less kills than your teammates, but you can be outscoring them. And if you're on top of that leaderboard, you get the most RP, you get the most rank points. So that is one of the number 1 things. Okay. You got to think objective, objective, objective. You got to win. You got to think I need more objective. 2, obviously, performance, right? Getting kills is going to give you more score, and at the end of the day, that's what gives you the most RP. That's what they rated by, where you are in the standing of your team. So if you're 1, you get the most. If you're 2nd, you get the 2nd most. 3rd, you get the 3rd most, etc. So obviously play the objective highly if you want to get more rank play points, and obviously it's going to help you win the game. 4, we're going to be talking about something that this is done at a high level and a pro level, but I'm giving this tip to you guys. Wait for your teammates more and value your life. Sorry, my throat. I know I don't sound the best. I'm still sick, but nonetheless, value your life, man. What do I mean by this? If you just got a kill and you're one shot, do not overheat, as the Call of Duty kids say. Do not just jump out and go for a double kill and look like a all-star. You know what I mean? Get that kill. Teammates are all behind you. Stay alive. Wait for them. Get that 4v3 team push like I was talking about earlier. Get the numbers advantage. That's going to help you win more games and win more team fights. So value your life is one of the most important things. Now, I'm not saying, you know, be a little kill beep, but my point is, especially if you have nobody near you, not one teammate, if you're the first person in line, you're pushed up all the way in their base, or you're the last guy, you never died and you got a kill, you're kind of staying up, don't throw that life away for a double kill. It's even better if you can finesse and just stay alive in general, because that's going to help you. You just got a kill for your teammates, and now they're coming, they're going to be there in a couple seconds, and now you can get a good 4v3 push and probably stop their push or stop whatever objective they're trying to get. So staying alive and valuing your life is extremely important. It's so important sometimes you don't even know like the chain reaction that it can cause for you just throwing your life away, like at a high, especially at a very high level. Like that one life, like you throw your life away, now it's a 3v3, and then your teammates lose the 3v3 because it's a 50-50, they lose the fights, and now you're getting spawn trapped for 2 minutes. And like if you just would have stayed alive, you probably won that team fight and now you're good, but it just led to a whole just disaster. And that goes hand in hand with just wait for your teammates more, and your teammates should wait for you more. If you guys are not near each other, if you're solo pushing too much, the odds of you succeeding at whatever you're trying to accomplish is low, and it's probably not going to happen. You can notice it at a high level, right? When you're playing really good players and they're taking their time and playing as a team and your team's not, oh, you're getting destroyed. Absolutely. Tip number 5, we're going to be talking about one of the best way to engage in gunfights, which is going to be slide canceling. You see this movement mechanic being used all the time, where you basically slide cancel. It's like slide jump and you challenge. You can sprint around, slide jump around corners. Slide canceling is going to be your #1 friend to engage in gunfights and also maneuver around the map. You know, you slide cancel around corners, you slide cancel almost everywhere, even if they're not there, because you're anticipating someone might be there, or it's getting you ready for a gunfight. And again, kind of giving that peeker's advantage, kind of giving that jump, that first shot for you, hopefully. So that is what slide canceling is, and that's what you're going to want to do in your gameplay most of the time. If you struggle with slide canceling, one thing's going to help you is make sure to turn auto sprint on. That way you instantly sprint forward. The way you want to slide cancel is you want to get sprint forward, you want to get that 1 second of momentum, that sprint, so you get that good slide cancel. And as soon as you sprint forward, then you slide and jump. It's very simple to do. You can practice this in the practice zone and just run around and just try to slide cancel, slide cancel, slide cancel, slide cancel the targets. You can go in a casual game and start practicing it, but ideally this is going to be your best friend. And we know everyone calls XDefiant some bunny hopping kangaroo looking game. I understand, but yes, that's tip number 6. We're going to want a jump shot. We're going to want to jump shot a lot. Now, you do have to understand they did add penalties to jump shotting and crouch shotting. So with that being said, you have to be careful doing it too much. But ideally, in every gunfight, majority of gunfights, we're jump shotting. Jump shotting is very, very, very good. Rarely, you're just going to sprint the fire and just kill them. Rarely. Now, that does happen sometimes, but we're jumping around corners, catching people off guard, peeker's advantage, shooting at someone, jumping mid gunfight. We're hopping like a little bunny. People don't like it. Some people be raging on it. I get it, but that's the game. That's the movement in this game. You got to use it. And then to add on top of it, we're also going to be crouch shotting. You're going to add some crouch shotting to your game. So some of the really good players you see in the world, including myself, you see us like sprint, jump shot into a crouch shot, back into a jump shot, or just, you know, jump shot into a crouch shot and then spam crouch like 2 or 3 times. And by then, one of us are probably dead. But you're going to use these different movement mechanics to, 1, help you hit your shots, but 2, help your odds of winning the gunfight. And 3, in the process of you doing that movement and crouch shotting, you could potentially make your opponent miss their shots, which is a plus for you. So these 2, jump shotting and crouch shotting, you're going to want to implement that in almost every single gunfight, majority of gunfights. And if you're not doing that right now, well, obviously, again, practice it, understand it, and then just apply it. It's going to take time, but once you get it down, you're going to see you're going to be winning a lot more gunfights. Tip number 7. Now, this is going to be a little bit harder to explain completely, but this is going to come with reps, right? Playtime, understanding like the idea of it, and then obviously playtime, and you're going to understand more. But we're going to talk about like spawns and rotations, because understanding spawns in this game is going to help you anticipate where people are coming from. So it's going to lead to winning, you know, basically you're going to win more gunfights. You're going to put yourself in better positions to win more gunfights. You put yourself in power spots to win more gunfights. So it's going to, overall, it's going to improve your performance in game. So you got to understand spawns. Spawns are usually parallel. There's usually 2 to 3 set spawns per, for example, occupy and hill. So for example, like on escort, there's like 1 set spawn every time you spawn in until you get the checkpoint, right? So you're gonna know where that spawn is, and then you're gonna know the 2-3 different lanes they could hit from that spawn. So a lot of it's reps, it's understanding it's parallel spawns, it's understanding you can also block spawns when you're playing certain modes. I think it's only Dom and Occupy you can block spawns. For the modes like escort and zone control, the spawns are static, like they spawn there no matter what until you hit the checkpoint. So that's a different idea to understand. But with that being said, again, it's just like understanding spawns, a lot of playtime. It's gonna help you, and understanding also where your teammates spawn. You want to pay attention to your mini map, okay? Pay attention to your mini map. If your teammate's supposed to spawn on you, let's say you have control of a certain hill or a certain, you know, flag on domination, your teammate's supposed to spawn on you because you're like, all right, we have this hill. My teammate should be spawning here right now in 2 seconds. And he spawns across the map. That immediately tells you they're pushing my spawn. They're blocking the spawn. They might have spawned near me as well. So immediately, you know, there's a threat. So that's like understanding spawns, and it goes vice versa. If you push out a spawn, you know you're spawning probably people out. You could go very in depth with it, but at the end of the day, it's also kind of like simple to understand. But the number one thing that will help you is like having like an idea of like how spawns work, and then just playing a lot. The more you play, the more you're gonna see the spawns, the more you're gonna realize it, the more the reps you get. You're gonna be like, oh, I spawn here, I spawn there, on this hill I spawn here, on this hill I keep spawning here. And a lot of times, again, the spawns are parallel. So if you spawn somewhere, just think the other enemy is spawning like the other side of like where you just spawned, just like deep on the other side. And of course, two things to note really quickly to give you guys a little tip for Occupy, aka hardpoint. You're gonna want to rotate. Stop hitting old time, especially you bronze and silvers and gold players. Seriously, no. 15, 20 seconds left, rotate to the next hill. Don't hit the old time of the hardpoint, or I say Occupy, with like 5, 10 seconds left. You're not doing anything for teammates. If you end up spawning on the old hill and the other enemies have the new hill and you lost rotation, you're just putting yourself in a grave, and it's gonna be a constant cycle, and you're gonna get snowballed, and you're probably get like 50-point club, 100-point club. Make sure you rotate, even if it feels like 1, you're out of the play, 2, you're not getting kills. It's the better play for you to win and for your teammates. And also for domination, again, this is another tip for domination. Don't always think you have to get the B flag, the mid flag. When you both have home flags and they get their B flag, home flag is like whatever flag, you know, A or C, wherever you're spawning at. If they got B flag and they have C flag and you're on A, do not think I have to head bash B. At a high level, and you want to win, you don't do that. You want to call what we call OE, overextend to the other base, to their flag, their home flag. Make them retreat, make them come back to their home flag. That's what opens up the middle flag. So obviously, you know, sometimes you could try once or twice. Yo, I'm gonna go B. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, it didn't work again. All right, let's go to their home flag. Now, you know, you take the time. You can send 2 guys. Doesn't have to be 1. You go 1 or 2 guys. Go all the way around their base. You might fight 1 guy. You get their home flag, or you almost get it. Your 2 teammates all spawn, go for B. You killed 1. You're bringing people back. They're all going out their home flag, and you get B. That's how you do it. Tip number 8. This one might sound simple, but you want to have the right classes for rank play. Obviously, the best classes, right? If your class is pretty bad right now, even if you're a bronze level, you're probably going to struggle. Having the better classes or the best classes will help your performance. Like, you will play better. You probably have better recoil control, probably better handling, whatever it is. It's going to lead to you winning more gunfights. You're probably going to win more games. So make sure you have the right classes. If you're struggling to find classes, you go to my rank play classes video on YouTube. You can check that one out. But also on my live stream, twitch.tv/apathy, I do have classes that I randomly change or update that are really good as well. So if you want those, just make sure to come in. Another number one thing is making sure you have the right aim settings. And this goes a long way in XDefiant. In Call of Duty, or maybe certain games, man, you go, you know, 7-7-1, keep it very simple, and your aim feels fine. It feels like, you know, even though it's not the best, like, you're still getting kills, you're doing fine. But in XDefiant, if it doesn't feel pretty damn good, you're probably underperforming or you're playing bad. So having the right aim settings is obviously very important. You can try mine. I've adjusted mine multiple times in the last month. You know, part of me likes the negative aim assist, strength, and follow, because it feels like when people hit like a lot of movement, you're able to still follow them and hit your shots, because like that doesn't give you as much aim assist. But sometimes it feels like free kills or free shots, like easy shots you should be hitting, you don't hit it when you have it lower. So it's a very weird place, and I've been testing a lot of stuff. I do like these settings right now, but overall, what I always recommend to people is like, you can try my settings, put what I just put, and then adjust them a little bit to your liking. Because what I like, you know, everyone has different controllers, different sticks, different hand sizes, different fingers, you know what I mean? So like, even though my settings are really good, you probably will feel like I need to adjust it just a little bit, like it's too fast or it's too slow. But overall, don't change too much, because pretty damn good. Tip number 10. Okay, this one's obvious, but I gotta say it. Communication is very important. Talk in game chat. Almost nobody talks in game chat, man. I don't know what it is. I have people on mics, they just didn't want to talk to me, like straight up. So obviously, communication is very, very, very important. You have no idea. Like, getting call outs where people are at, where they're going, what they're doing. Like I said earlier, like, let's coordinate a push with our abilities. Like, I'm gonna shield here, I'm gonna ultimate here. Like, it's so important, especially in a game like XDefiant, which I think requires more teamwork, especially because of the abilities. So try to talk in game chat. Your teammates don't want to talk, I guess you can call out. I think they can still hear you as long as they have it on. They might not call out back to you, but talking in game chat and communicating with your teammates is very important. That's going to help you rank up more, probably win more games. This one felt a little bit long, but I felt like I was able to get a lot of points across and help you guys get better. Hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. Make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, you can catch me live at twitch.tv/apathy. And don't forget, you can support me on my creator code, Apathy, in the Ubisoft store. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'm out. Peace.